All right, guys. So, pretty on point day here. We got to move out of the decline and move from the bottom of a range to the top of a range, out of a decline in the post market or in the pre market, and then we had a selling from near overbought territory on the RSI, right there around the open, followed by a big move higher and a breakout. Then we had some volatility increasing and then a drop. Right now we're in the indolence period, 1 o'clock. We should just be coming out of the indolence and looking at a rally that increases with momentum as we move forward through the hour. And by that I mean the 1 to 2 o'clock hour. We should hit resistance somewhere in the 2 to 3 o'clock hour. And then we'll have volatility increasing from there into the last hour. In this rally that's coming up next hour, or whenever it begins, or whenever it does start, but I'm thinking between 1 and 2, that rally, like as we reach that resistance level, I'm planning to open up a short position. I'm going to open up some puts, probably 392s or 390 puts. But in any case, I'm not waiting till the end of day, because there's some tricky stuff going on here. And we do have here at the high to open up a short position or protect against long positions. I was able to buy a call in the midst of this drop early in the day, and I sold it. I sold it around like, where did I sell it? Bam, look at that, 1136. I sold the call right there. I made a decent chunk for a day trade. It could have been better, but I could have bought it a little bit lower. I bought it around here. In any case, so we've got this drop. Likely we won't see this high again, guys. This price level again within the time frame of this reading. It's possible though, because we do have a correlation here, but often this card means it's a fall from a price level we won't see again within the time frame of the reading. So the time frame of this reading is the 1 day period. But it's not always the case, and we do have this high correlator here. We have a high correlator at the end of the day in the post market. That's that full card I was talking about the other day, where we didn't have anything really. We didn't have the drop that we were looking for. We had a little drop here, made a little money, but it wasn't there, and then we're advised not to trade based on that trade plan. Here it is at the beginning of the day. So in the midst of the rally that's about to take place, probably around 1:30, I'll get in. I'll open up a put position. And I want it to expire see, we've got a low at the end of the day here, guys. I want it to expire so if I'm wrong about the 11th and we just move higher, but we don't open at a low on the 11th, then my next opportunity really to get out would be on the 21st, I believe. So I'll want it to expire probably on the 27th, the 25th, or the 27th. So I'll be looking for really the 27th. sell it on the 11th. There'd be an opportunity in here likely. I'm going to take the risk because I don't want to spend that much on time premium for something I'm going to trade on Monday. Time premium, like, you don't want to spend a lot on time premium because it evaporates. It's more important to be looking at the intrinsic value. Alright, so on the 15th, no, on the 20th, I should. So likely a 382 that expires on the 18th or the 20th. Put, and that's what I'll be looking to purchase in the midst of the rally that's about to take place. Look, we're bumping off of RSI here. This is a 1 minute chart. We're at the bottom of the range on money flow index. Where's my VWAP? There we go. We are below the VWAP, not by much, but we are below it. Even on the 10 minute, we're at a low for the money index. We could go a little bit lower, it's possible, but I think we probably have a rally, like a bit of a rally here that turns out. If anybody's got any questions, guys, I'm available to ask questions for a little bit. If you're just hopping on from TikTok, we're live on YouTube looking at the S&P 500 one-day chart, live side by side with the tarot spread that we did for the day. So far, the reading's been extremely accurate. And what we're looking right now at is the beginning of a rally that'll commence, increasing in momentum as we move forward into the hour, and we're going to hit a resistance level. I'm thinking we'll probably hit the same resistance, so like the 390, 30 range on SPY. And that's a guesstimation. But my guess, I think we'll be below, we're going to stay below that level based on what I see happening on the 12th, which is that 392 level, that 391, 392 level. So we've really bumped up against it twice already. Okay, so this is like the last time we hit it, and then we strike down from there on the 12th. I appreciate the likes, thank you so much. Okoi. I'm available to ask any questions. We're live on YouTube right now. For you guys on TikTok, we're live on YouTube right now, looking at the S&P 500 chart live, side by side with the tarot spread we did for the day. And I'm available to ask any questions, guys. If there's another stock or anything that you want to look at, I can take a look at it. Just put it in the comments, and I'll take a quick look while we have a shot here. Also working on August. rally we were talking about, commencing at the hour. Look at that. It started at literally 103. You could say either 104 or 105, depending on how you look at it. I'd say 104 because boom, it went up from there. Right? So that's that rally here, and in the midst of that rally, matter of fact, we might actually see this as resistance. That's a pretty bullish card right there. So I think we likely hit that break through that resistance there. In any case, as we move higher, that's when I plan to open up the put, likely at 382. 380, 381, 382, depending on what the price is, what numbers stand out to me. That'll expire. Look, if I wanted to be super, super cautious and I didn't trust what I was doing, then I would likely go to an expiration date of the 27th. And that's because you want to use as little time value in the cost as possible. Like only as much as you need, because it depreciates. That over time that depreciates. So the longer you hold an option that is mostly time value, the more of it you lose. It has to be in the money, so have intrinsic value in order for there to be some money left over at expiration. But you don't want to wait till expiration if you're trading options. In any case, so that's the safe thing to do. But I'm feeling pretty strongly about the 11th. So my plan is. I'm going to purchase a 382, 381, 3 put on expiring on the 15th. I might even go for 384 or 385 based on what I'm seeing as pricing here. Expiring on the 18th. We sold that this morning at a really good price. It hasn't been higher than that price since, really. We got 372. I think it went to 376. So right now, all I've got is that 400 strike price call that expires on the 20th. I've got a bunch of cost average down 368 puts. I wouldn't recommend buying those if you don't own any. Don't buy those. That's a long, long, long shot. So you can see, guys, we'll go through it again. This was yesterday. Prudence at the end of the day, right? It's like almost like, oh, we're going to break out. Be prudent. I sold my position, right? Rather than waiting until tomorrow with these bullish cards, I was advised to be prudent, right? So I sold my calls, which ended up being a smart move because we opened up lower, right? I purchased a put here. Sold the put. I sold the put at 9:30, a little early, but still for a good little chunk of change, right? So we had that we had a drop, so a notable decline, right? That's what this was speaking of. The next day, sort of deal, the tower card, right? And then we moved into a move from the bottom of a range to the top of a range in the post-market or in the pre-market. Which is the strength card, but it starts out of a decline. So you can see we started out of a decline. We went from the bottom of range all the way to the top of range. Boom. Then we had at the open card, selling from near overbought territory on the RSI. Guys, I'm not making this stuff up. For those of you that may just be joining us on TikTok or whatnot, if you go to our tarotfortraders.com website, we have a definition for every single card. This is compiled from my own experience, not from anywhere else. I'm an ex-Wall Street broker, and over the last 18 years, I spent every single day trading well, not trading, but every single day predicting the S&P 500 with tarot cards, looking by the hour, looking for patterns. And I uncovered quite a few, enough to make my own system of analysis. And so here we are looking at it, and then all the definitions, what I'm speaking of these cards, you can find it free on our website. Updated as we go, because I'm still learning. You know, there's always more to learn. But in any case, so here's that selling for near overbought territory on RSI. So near overbought, when you look at relative to the rest of the RSI, this is near overbought. It's at the top of an RSI range, if you will. Right? So we drop, and then boom, we have a big push higher. That's the sun card, the start of a rally, and a big push higher. Mixed with the breakout, we break out of this resistance range here and move higher, higher, higher. Then we have volatility at a resistance level increases with momentum. Let's see something here. Yeah, see, that resistance is already there. So we hit resistance, and then we have volatility that increases with volatility as we move down. And then we have the indolence card, so a level that we won't revisit in the time frame of the reading. It's a little tricky here, guys. A little tricky here. But there's a rally there, and being that it's a fast, sudden move higher type of card. For the overall theme, I always lean towards movement in the direction of the theme card. Like, you could see what happened with the 1 year where we had in June, it was a bit off and we didn't have a high, we just had a prominent crest. And that's because the theme card, overpowers some of the moves in the opposite direction. Generally, when there's a really big, like when the overall trend is really, really strong, it'll kind of like nullify some of the opposing cards. Right, so resistance, this was what, 1125. Okay, there, so this is the indolence card. I believe this is the indolence card here. Somewhere here, it starts, drop, yeah, that's indolence, because we go drop, we bounce around sideways, and then we drop some more. And now we're in the midst of that rally that increases with momentum as we move forward into the hour. The 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock card, the Prince of Wands. We should look for resistance level in like the next 10 to 20 minutes, somewhere within the next 20 minutes. When we hit a resistance level, that's when I'll likely be opening up that put position. Hey guys, if you're just joining, we're just talking about what we're expecting here, which is this rally commenced, increasing with momentum. We hit a resistance level, an important resistance level that is worth notating, being that it's the Ace of Wands, or excuse me, the Ace of Swords, and then at that level we break down with increasing volatility. There's an intentional fake out, shake out, misdirection there in that last hour, which is a little, it could throw a monkey wrench in there, so I want to do a little bit of a check here. What would be the real direction, real true direction? When that fake out takes place. Lower. So we may have kind of like in the last for a little bit of like a return, like a move higher to hit resistance again. We'll fail to break that resistance and then we decline. In the post market, we have a big move higher, but it's also an opportunity to open up a short position. So that's my sense, is in the following day we should have a drop here, guys. That's my expectation. I'm going to cash out around the high. Taking any questions, if anybody has anything, any stocks or anything that they're interested in me taking a look at. I am available right now, just for a few minutes. Hopped on the live feed when I was doing clairvoyant fishing yesterday. The one that really stood out to me, like right off the bat, that I don't need to do any research really about, it was so strong, was Disney. Disney's a screaming buy in July. Let's take a look at it. Oh, wait. I always mess up that ticker. Yeah, that other one, DSNY, probably gets bought by people thinking they're buying Disney. Where is it? Perfectly fine in this one. So there we go. Now we're looking at Disney. Wow. Guys, are you kidding me? Look at this 10-year chart of Disney. 2010. We haven't been at this level on Disney since there was that one drop lower in 2020 with COVID, and then before that, I mean, it was 2016. Guys, these are definitive levels where you want to buy Disney. I think I have food here. finished the gold reading. I guess I did, right? I don't even remember when I do these. I do so many readings, I don't even remember when I do them anymore. Look at that, alright. I think this is the low in July, guys. As we move higher in August, there's a prominent higher crest there. And then we have another low in like the end of September, early October. I mean, it won't be the only. It won't, there's no. I don't see a low in August. I see a low in September. August, there's a crest. Looks like early August we push higher. And it is a bullish overall theme. We've got a breakout card. Interesting. I think it must be the internet at the place that I'm at's a little bit slower. So it's slowing down the change in the charts. Yeah, these are likely the lows. Like, this is likely a low. We may see it again, but we're around the lows in July. I wonder if I did a July goal. Let me see. Oh, right, I did an updated version of it. So I've got two of them. Let me take a look here. Yeah, my new version's so much better. My God. So much more information. So I would say, to answer your question, Philip, you got it, cool. You're welcome. Thanks for watching, man. How much should I invest? I mean, user 72727272727. How much? Now is a good time to invest. Yes. Now is a good time in these lows that we're seeing. I think we probably have a dip on Monday, like over the weekend. But how much you should invest, I can't answer that question for you without knowing more information, my friend. Like, it's a matter of like how much you have to work with, what your income is. Like, I'm not going to ask you all those questions. I'll just say, like, when everybody's afraid, that's the best time to invest long term. When everybody's freaking the hell out, that's when you buy. Okay, it's super easy to make money long term as long as you buy while everybody else is afraid. That's been my experience since 2000, the year 2000, when I was trading on E-Trade, and it was the only online broker at the time. You're welcome, my friend. Thanks for watching. So what I would recommend, based on saying you don't have a lot here, is my most important piece of advice that I could give anybody, guys, is you want to know your risk tolerance and don't invest past your risk tolerance. And what that means is if you put money in and the market goes against you, or I should say, when you put money in and the market goes against you, because it will, even if you're right, at some point it's going to make it look like you're losing your money. And that's just it. If you can't watch the amount of money that you invested disappear and just be evaporated and never come back, you're going to make the wrong decisions about it. Right? Like, the market is a computer. It's a bunch of computers designed to manipulate human emotion. So you have to prepare ahead of time for that. You're going to see down and up. You're going to be wrong and right. They're going to make sure probabilistically, however they do mathematically, there's the most probability that at some point before you're right, you'll be wrong. I don't know how they do it, but they're looking to scare you out. So invest small and just have big patience. You can also, my friend, check out our YouTube channel. We have a ton of free predictions on stocks to buy. Not just like what time to buy, but like if you're looking to invest long term, I wouldn't invest in SPY. That's more, I use that for trading. I would take a look at some of the predictions that we have. There's 1-year predictions, there's 10-year predictions, there's 1-month predictions. Check it all out, my friend. Just do a search for a ticker, or just scroll around and see what you want. It's all free. And do me a favor, spread the word, my friend. We're really looking to show people that you can time the market, that you can predict the stock market using extrasensory perception, and that you can use extrasensory perception practically in the real world. So people pay attention to the stock market. Here I am showing them you can use it practically in the real world. It's so hard for them to believe, they don't even bother to watch for 3 seconds, So spread the word. Do me that solid. We're putting all this out. I don't even go out on the weekends. I just work on this stuff for you guys, my friends. Much appreciated, and thank you for watching, and thanks for your question. Interesting. Okay, so back to SPY. See that? So there's that. Boom. We're at resistance. 136. What did I say? Okay, I'm getting in on that put now. Put expiring on the 15th. If you want to be a bit more cautious, you could push that expiration date out. I have been wrong a few times recently on the gaps down, so if you want to be cautious, the next big dip that I see takes place on the 20th and 21st, I should say. So if you have it expire out past then, you should be good, but it's risky. You don't want to spend a lot on time value. So I purchased one that expires on the 15th. My plan is to sell Monday morning at the open. Because Monday morning we have a congruency of bullish cards. So we have the Prince of Discs, which is sideways rotation, bullish rotation increasing with momentum and bullish sentiment as we move forward into the day. And it's crossed with sideways fluctuations and a bearish and a bullish trend. Now it is possible I hit it a little soon. We shall see. But in any case, I'm lined up for that. I still got my call that expires on the 20th. And the reason why I have that is because we have this crest on the 15th. got to be careful because the full moon is here, and that's another reason why we would see a low. It doesn't happen, generally speaking, it doesn't happen on the day of the full moon. On the day of the full moon, you'll see like a spike often, but a few days prior, maybe like a week prior, so it's like a few days prior, you generally, somewhere in that week prior in there, you'll see a bottom, like a local bottom in the market. And then as the moon wanes and loses its power on human emotion, moving towards the new moon, we'll see a little bit ahead of it like a crest. So that's why we have a crest on the 15th, but there's the weekends. You have to take into account, guys, the weekends, there's no trading there, but the influence that we look for may take place on a weekend. So I'd say if I see my 400 call, my 400 strike price call that expires on the 20th, if I see it depreciate down, let's say 50%, I'll cost average down by another one or maybe two. And that would most likely happen at the end of the day today or on Monday. Because the theme for the S&P for July is that move up through resistance level, we stay there briefly, and then we break back down through that same price level, right? And you can see we've got lows, we've got a high, then we go back to lows. Oh man, there is that gap. Philip, what do you think about that gap, man? I'm thinking that gap's looking kind of juicy. Taking questions, guys, if you're just joining us. Alright guys, I'm going to hop back on around 3 o'clock. Appreciate you watching. I'll hop back on around 3 o'clock and take some more questions and see where we're at then. It's going to be a tricky last hour. But thanks for watching, my friends. Oh, you think? Yeah. Yeah, I think so, man. But I think we do have that dip, though. There could be a dip there, right? And then into the 12th, right? It's gonna look like we break through this, but we don't. If we do, it'll be right there around like the 14th or 15th, or between, I'll say between the 13th and 15th. If we bust up higher through that gap, I think it'll likely be there. Right, because this is, look at this. What is that? That's likely the resistance that we pop through. See that 391, 392 range. Interesting that it's canceled out. I didn't really think about that. Well, that's the 20th. Yeah, see, so on the 12th, we have this big push here, Looks like we have an expectation of breaking through some resistance here with the disappointment card, but we don't. We fail to break through it, and we decline. And there's this opportunity to short again here. Move higher out of a decline. There's a U-shaped dip through multiple supports. So likely, I think the 12th is when we see that happen. And if I'm wrong about where we open on Monday, then maybe it'll be on the 11th. But in either case, I'm playing both sides of the market, so we should be good. The 15th. I was looking at the wrong date, wasn't I? July 15th. Aquarius, word of course. It's going to be somewhere in there. Somewhere in there between the 13th and the 15th. It's hard for me to pinpoint because we have contradictory energies here. We've got this Ace of Swords, and then we've got the Ace of Cups. Generally, those are both very bearish. Sometimes the Ace of Swords has a bullish move first, and then it's bearish. Sometimes the Cups has a bearish move first and then a little bit of a bullish. But that crest with those two bearish cards that are big bearish cards, that crest really stands out as the month's high, the 15th. So likely the 15th will be the day, but there's a lot going on there. That Ace of Swords is really throwing a lot of conflicting energies into that area. Yeah, I would say we probably go, when we have a hard drop, we're going to go through that unicursal hexagram price level. That's generally what happens when we see one and we don't have a notable like drop or like a big decline over several days starting them. It'll be like a price point for later. And we have one roughly at 380, yeah, so we'll either hit 380 or we'll go through 380. Guys, I'm gonna head off. If you just hit us up on TikTok, you should check out our YouTube channel. We're just doing live chart of the S&P 500 side by side with our tarot spread prediction, going through it. It's been extremely accurate thus far, and we'll be popping back on both TikTok and our tarot channel, which is Tarot for Traders with an FOR in the middle instead of the number 4. We'll be hopping back on around 3 o'clock to answer more questions, talk about what we see happening for tomorrow. But yeah, there's more. It's all free, my friends, on TikTok. So you can always check out. There's other predictions. It's not just the S&P 500. We also do cryptos. Do me a favor, and if you like what you see, spread the word. We're looking to show people that anything is possible, my friends, even predicting the stock market. All right, with that said, guys, I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching.